Previously on Simselorette. Abigail's journey has been a roller coaster, full of twists and turns, but everything came to a head when Romeo made unwanted advances, forcing her to confront the truth about his intentions. It was a painful revelation that shattered the illusion of their connection. Now, the time has come. The stakes have never been higher, and Abigail knows the decision she makes will change everything. Will it be the passionate, bold Romeo or the steady, protective Rowen? This final rose ceremony will determine it all. Stay tuned. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. First, let's see how Abigail's romantic getaway with Rowen went. Abigail and Rowen are all bundled up in winter gear, laughing as they attempt to build the world's most lopsided snowman. Abigail smooths out the snow while Rowen dramatically struggles to roll a massive snowball uphill. "This guy's looking a little abstract," Abigail teases, stepping back to admire their wobbly creation. "It's modern art," Rowen grins, just as his foot catches on a hidden patch of ice. With an exaggerated yelp, he flails and topples backward, landing in a puff of powdery snow. Abigail bursts into laughter, doubling over as he groans. Okay, I meant to do that," he says, brushing snow off his face and proceeding to make a snow angel. Abigail laughs as she reaches down to help Rowen up, but as soon as their hands clasp, he jumps up and tugs her close, pulling her right into his arms. Their faces hover inches apart, his breath warm against the winter air. For a moment, it feels inevitable, like he might kiss her. But then, with a playful glint in his eye, he murmurs, "Let's do something exhilarating." Abigail's heart pounds. "Okay," she whispers. Snowboarding. That's what Rowen meant by exhilarating. With a determined grin, he hops onto his board and strikes a pose. "Fear not, citizens! I was born for this," he declares. Nearby skiers exchange skeptical glances. Abigail just sighs. "Oh boy," as she follows him up the hill. Rowen's confident stance lasts all of 2 seconds before his board lurches forward. Hard. His eyes go wide. "Abort mission! Abort!" he yelps, flailing as he rockets down the slope like an unhinged snow missile. Abigail doubles over laughing. "Be careful, Rowen," she calls after him, though it's probably too late for that. With a final dramatic "No!" Rowen's board wobbles, then shoots out from under him. He soars for half a second before landing flat on his back with a spectacular whump. Abigail winces, sliding to a stop beside him. "So, exhilarating, huh?" Rowen groans, staring up at the sky. "I think I just saw my ancestors." Rowen slowly pulls himself up, wincing as he straightens. His back cracks audibly, and he hisses in pain. "Well, that was something," he mutters, rubbing his sore back. Abigail rushes over, her face full of concern. "Are you okay?" She tilts her head, still worried. "Seriously, Rowen, are you hurt?" He gives her a soft smile, his eyes warming. "I'm fine, just a little sore. Nothing a hot chocolate and a good laugh won't fix." Before he can say anything else, Abigail pulls him into a quick hug, relieved he's okay. "You better be, or I'll never let you live this down," she teases. Abigail pulls back from the hug. She looks at him thoughtfully. "You know, I think a dip in the hot springs might do wonders for that sore back of yours." Rowen nods, a slight wince crossing his face. "I think you're right. A little relaxation wouldn't hurt." Abigail smiles, her eyes glinting with mischief. "Then let's go, before you convince yourself you're fine and get stuck in the snow again." Rowen leans back, letting out a contented sigh as the heat soothes his sore back. "Okay, this is exactly what I needed." Abigail relaxes beside him, her hair wet from the steam, a peaceful smile on her face. "Told you, you're lucky I had the idea." Rowen glances over at her, his expression softening. "Yeah, I owe you one. This place is perfect." Rowen leans in, his lips brushing just beside her ear as he whispers something low and spicy. The words are soft, yet they carry a weight that makes Abigail's breath catch. Her heart races and she glances at him, her expression a mix of surprise and something else, as the heat of the moment settles between them. Rowen softly cups Abigail's face in his hands, his thumb brushing her cheek as he gazes into her eyes. "You make everything feel so right," he whispers, his voice full of warmth. Without another word, he leans in, gently kissing her, his lips lingering for a moment, the connection deepening as the steam swirls around them. The rest of their trip was nothing short of magical. From skiing down powdery slopes to cozy nights by the fire, Abigail and Rowen shared endless laughter and moments of pure joy. Every moment felt light and easy, a perfect escape filled with warmth, adventure, and a growing connection between them. The moment has arrived, the final rose ceremony. The soft sound of waves crashing against the shore fills the air. Abigail stands at the end of a flower petal altar, her heart pounding as she holds the 2 roses, the final decision weighing heavily on her. Rowen and Romeo stand before her, their eyes full of emotion, knowing this moment will define everything. The gentle breeze stirs the sand around them as Abigail takes a deep breath, ready to face the choice that will change her life forever. The tension is high, the quiet anticipation almost unbearable. Rowen stands tall, but his hands tremble ever so slightly, a hint of nervousness in his eyes as he glances at Abigail. His heart races, and despite the calm exterior, he's battling the weight of the moment. On the other hand, Romeo stands with a confident smile, his posture relaxed as though he's already certain of the outcome. His eyes never leave Abigail, full of assurance as he waits for her final decision. Abigail stands there, the weight of the moment heavy on her shoulders. Romeo's fun, she thinks to herself, glancing at him with his confident smile. I enjoy his boldness, his energy. But then there's Rowen. He's the one I always laugh with, the one who makes everything feel so easy. But are my feelings for him romantic? Or just friendly? But as she closes in on the altar, a nagging feeling tugs at her chest. The man I really want. He's not standing here. The thought stirs a mix of longing and confusion, leaving her questioning everything as she stands before Rowen and Romeo, the moment hanging in the balance. I never imagined it would be this hard, she whispers to herself, struggling to steady her breath. The moment feels too big, too important. Each step forward only deepens the uncertainty within her. Rowen and Romeo both watch, their expressions softening with concern, but Abigail can't seem to stop the flood of tears. She feels torn, her heart aching with the heaviness of the choice in front of her. Before Abigail can speak her decision, a sudden commotion breaks the tense silence. Connor bursts through the production crew, pushing past crew members in his haste. Abigail's eyes widen in shock as he strides toward her, his face a mixture of determination and desperation. Abigail, he calls out, his voice cutting through the air. I can't let you make this choice. The set falls completely still, every eye on Connor as the world around Abigail seems to pause. Connor doesn't give anyone a chance to speak. As soon as he reaches the altar, he drops to one knee in front of Abigail, his eyes locked on hers with unwavering intensity. Abigail, he starts, his voice strong but full of raw emotion. You consume my every thought, both awake and asleep. I can't imagine my life without you in it. I know we've had our ups and downs, but I can't walk away from this. From you. The air grows heavy with anticipation as he takes her hand gently, his gaze never leaving hers. I love you. Will you marry me? Yes, Connor, I will marry you, she exclaims, her voice trembling with the weight of the moment. I love you too. Connor's face lights up with pure joy as he stands, pulling her into a tight embrace. The world around them fades away, and in that moment, it's just the two of them, their hearts finally aligned. The beach, the ceremony, everything else disappears as they share a kiss, sealing the promise of their future together. I love you, Abigail, he whispers, his voice full of raw emotion. I've loved you from the very beginning, and I'll keep loving you for the rest of my life. Rowen and Romeo stand in stunned silence, their expressions a mixture of shock and disbelief. The joy between Connor and Abigail feels like a punch to the gut, and both men's faces tighten with outward anger, emotions flaring. As Connor and Abigail share their kiss, Rowen and Romeo stand there, both processing the whirlwind of emotions. The finality of the moment is undeniable, and all that's left is a quiet, shared understanding that this chapter has come to an end, for all of them. Abigail pulls herself away from Connor, her heart still racing as the reality of the moment hits her. She walks quickly over to Rowen, her steps urgent, and holds out the final rose to him. For the record, she says, her voice steady but filled with emotion, I was going to choose you. Your friendship has meant the world to me through all of this. I sincerely hope we can continue being friends despite everything.
So, I would have lost you either way, Romeo says softly,
almost to himself, his voice tinged with sadness. He looks at the rose Rowen's hand, a bitter sense of defeat settling in. Abigail's heart aches for him, but the distance between them feels too wide to bridge at that moment. She knows, deep down, that her decision was made, even though it hurts both of them. Rowen's voice breaks through the heavy silence, his words cutting with raw emotion. "Are you sure you want to marry him, Abigail?" he asks, his tone a mix of confusion and hurt. He steps forward, his gaze fixed on her with intensity. Abigail looks at Rowen, her expression softening but firm. "I'm positive, Rowen. It's Connor. It's always been Connor." "If you're happy, then I am happy," he says, his voice sincere and steady as always. His shoulders rise and fall with a quiet sigh, but there's no anger, no bitterness, just the quiet resignation of a man who truly wants the best for her, even if it means letting go. Romeo steps forward, his expression still tinged with sadness, but softened by a genuine warmth. He opens his arms and pulls Abigail into a tight, heartfelt hug. "Congratulations, Abigail," he whispers, his voice thick with emotion. "I'm glad you found your person." Abigail holds on to him for a moment longer, feeling the sincerity in his embrace despite the pain they both feel. As they pull apart, she gives him a small, grateful smile. Though their paths may have diverged, there's no denying the bond they shared, and in that moment, she's thankful for it. Despite the cameras, the pressure, and the drama, Connor and Abigail head off together, their love the true prize of the journey. With the final rose ceremony behind them, they're free to start their new chapter, engaged and filled with excitement for the future. Their hearts aligned in a way that feels destined. The money, the fame, it doesn't matter to them. They have each other, and that's all they need. And that's a wrap on Simselorette Season 1. I have to admit, I deviated from my own rules a bit because I just couldn't let go of Connor. I hope you all had as much fun following along with my sim story as I had creating it. Thank you so much for your support over the last year while this story came together. I finished playing this save file over a year ago, but I still have a few things to share with you regarding Connor and Abigail's journey after the cameras stopped rolling. Stay tuned. And of course, be on the lookout for my next story. I'm excited to dive into something new.